Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Corie back again with another video, and in this one we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A3 up against the Moto G. Now the Moto G is a handset which was announced and released back in 2013, but the handset is definitely relevant in the Android market and in the smartphone market because of what it offers and also the price tag which is on it. So we'll go ahead and actually compare this to the Samsung Galaxy A3 just to give you guys a general idea of what to expect in terms of the differences. So the Samsung Galaxy A3 in terms of weight weighs 110 grams and it is 6.9 millimeters thick. So it's definitely a very light and thin handset. It's not heavy. 110 grams is definitely not a heavy device in comparison to the Moto G, which weighs in at 143 grams and it is 11.6 millimeters thick. So you definitely feel the difference between the Moto G and the Samsung Galaxy A3. In terms of build quality, the A3 has a polycarbonate built with a aluminium frame going around the handset to give you guys a premium look and feel for a cheaper cost in comparison to something like the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 or the Samsung Galaxy Alpha. In terms of the build quality on the Moto G, as you guys may know, it has a polycarbonate build also with a matte finish design at the back, which I actually prefer because the matte finish does offer a decent amount of grip. So in terms of holding the phone in your hand, I would actually prefer the Moto G. In terms of the micro SD card, the Moto G, the one that I'm currently using, does support micro SD card up to 64 gig, and also the Samsung Galaxy A3 supports micro SD card up to 64 gig. So in terms of expanding the storage on both, you can definitely do that on the Moto G and also the Samsung Galaxy A3. In terms of the display, the Moto G is rocking a IPS LCD display, which is a 4.5 inch display in comparison to the 4.5 inch Super AMOLED display which is on the Samsung Galaxy A3. So definitely different technologies used for the display. IPS display versus Super AMOLED. I personally prefer a IPS display. I don't know, I just find that a IPS display just looks a lot more sharper and a lot more accurate in comparison to a Super AMOLED display. In terms of screen resolution, the Moto G, as you guys may know, has a 720p display with a PPI of 326. In comparison to the Samsung Galaxy A3, it has a resolution just below 720p. To be precise, it is 540 by 960 with a lower PPI of 245. Now Android 4.4 can be found on both handsets, the Moto G and the Samsung Galaxy A3. They are also rocking a similar processor, both quad-core, clocked in at 1.2 GHz. The Moto G has the Adreno 305 GPU for gameplay and multitask in comparison to the Samsung Galaxy A3, which has the Adreno 306. So the GPU on the Samsung Galaxy A3 has slightly been upgraded. I don't think it's going to be anything that you guys will significantly notice, but it's definitely been upgraded. Internal storage as well, you can also find more internal storage on the Samsung Galaxy A3. It has 16 gig of internal storage with 1.5 gig of RAM, and the Moto G that I'm currently using has 8 gig of internal storage with 1 gig of RAM. But bear in mind that you can add a micro SD card in both handsets up to 64 gig. Now in terms of the camera, the Moto G is rocking a 5 megapixel primary camera which records at 720p in comparison to the Samsung Galaxy A3, which has a 8 megapixel primary camera, which I believe should record at full 1080p HD, if not 720p. This is something that's not been confirmed yet by Samsung, but I'm guessing it should be 720p or 1080p. Secondary camera that can be found on the Moto G, which is a front-facing camera, is a 1.3 megapixel camera. It's not the best for Skype calls or any type of video calling, but you definitely get a chance to use the camera for other social networks such as Instagram and stuff like that. The Samsung Galaxy A3 on the other hand is rocking a 5 megapixel front facing camera, which is going to be superb for any type of video call, or if you're using it just for Instagram, you'll definitely get a nice selfie from the Samsung Galaxy A3. Now, something that these handsets also have in common is the fact that the battery is non-removable, so you can't remove the battery from the Samsung Galaxy A3 and also from the Moto G. But in terms of battery size, the Moto G is rocking a 2070 milliamp battery and the Samsung Galaxy A3 is rocking a 1900 milliamp battery. So in terms of battery, I would say they're pretty much in the same category. There's not much difference between them, but you're definitely going to find some differences between the Moto G and the A3 when we're talking about the camera and also the internal storage. I believe those are the only aspects where the A3 is superior over the Moto G. But as I said, guys, ensure to bear in mind that the Moto G is a pure Android experience. So if you do get yourself a Moto G, I believe that it would last you a longer time based on the software which it is running on, in comparison to the A3, which is running on a up-to-date version of Android, but TouchWiz is also on top of that, and I believe that TouchWiz actually slows down the phone after a while. But with the Moto G, you won't have that problem because of the pure Android experience. But that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think of the Moto G versus the Samsung Galaxy A3. Which one would you prefer over the two? Which one would you guys prefer over the two? Leave all of your comments in the comment section. Ensure to subscribe if you are new to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.